It's Men's Mental Health Month, and this is a topic that really means a lot to me because a lot of y'all know my father took his own life when I was in my early 20s, and also I've been diagnosed with bipolar 2. Unfortunately, I'm really familiar with the challenges that are associated with mental health and depression. I wanted to take some time to actually give you guys advice on some things you can do to improve your mental health, or give you some tools that you can utilize if you find yourself in the middle of any mental health challenges. These are things that have helped me get out of depression multiple times during my life, and things that I've seen help a lot of other men deal with their depression and actually get out of it. So the first one is exercise and getting in great shape. First of all, exercise causes your body to release endorphins. These are feel-good neurotransmitters that your body releases during exercise that actually cause you to feel better. They change your mental state, because emotions are really nothing but different combinations of neurochemicals going off in your brain. Like, emotions are literally all in your head, but they have a huge impact on your life. So you got to learn to control them. And one of the easiest ways to impact your emotions is to exercise. A lot of people don't think about it like this, but from a neurological perspective, your body actually creates the emotions, and you can dictate what kind of neurochemicals your body produces by exercising is one of the ways. And the first time I dealt with depression, again, I was diagnosed with bipolar 2, is when I was in high school. I got sent away to military school. I was mad depressed, and I don't think I was suicidal then, but I know I didn't care if I lived or died. You know, as soon as I started working out, it started to change my emotions. And I didn't know what was happening, but it was these neurochemicals that your body produces once you start to train and start to work out. And then also, once you start making some progress, what happens is your self-esteem starts to rise. And more importantly, you start to become more confident, right? And the reason you become more confident, not just because you're stronger and you look better and you have less fat, but to get in shape, you have to start making these promises to yourself every day, and you have to start keeping these promises that you make. And once you start keeping the promises you make to yourself every day, what's going to happen is you start to trust yourself more. You start to believe in yourself more. Because think about it, if you don't have confidence, it's probably because you shouldn't have confidence. You probably haven't given yourself a reason to be confident yet. Imagine somebody was telling you they were going to do all these things for you every day, and they never do it. How much confidence would you have in that person? That person is you. A big reason why some people don't have confidence and or are depressed is because they keep breaking these promises that they make to themselves. They keep telling themselves that they're going to start eating right. They're going to start training. They're going to get in shape, and they don't do it. And there's no reason why they should have confidence in themselves, right? They haven't given themselves a track record. But once you start really training and you start keeping the promises that you make to yourself every day, you start training when you're supposed to, you start eating right, you start drinking enough water, getting enough sleep, and you do these things over a significant amount of time, then you build up a track record. And now you start to believe in yourself more. You start to have more confidence. Your self-esteem goes up. I've seen that alone cure people's depression. I swear to God, I've seen it. I've been a personal trainer for over 25 years. Some of y'all weren't even born when I started training people. I've seen it change people's whole personalities. That's how it changed mine. This is why I fell in love with fitness. Because when I was in high school and I was depressed and I was borderline suicidal, working out changed things for me. I started keeping these promises to myself, and I had more confidence, higher self-esteem. And then other kids started asking me for advice, and I started training them, helping them get in shape. And what happened was remarkable. Like, I saw these children, their personalities change. They had more confidence in themselves, and they started doing better in school. They stopped being little jerks. They were getting in less trouble. I believe a lot of their lives turned around. I know that was my experience. And that's really what made me want to become a trainer, because I saw how exercise can actually impact people on an emotional level. If you start doing that, start training yourself, it will help you with your mental health. It's not just me saying it. There's tons of books on it. You can read a book called Spark by John Riley. This is all about how exercise affects the brain. Another one called Move by Caroline Williams. This is a great book about how exercise can actually change your whole brain. And another great one is Stealing Fire by Stephen Kotler. You can read these books, or you can just trust what I say, right? Like, I read the books and I'm giving you information, but there's tons of evidence that shows that exercise can actually help with depression and mental health. The next thing you need to do, and this one's gonna be controversial, is to make a bunch of money. Because if you start making money, you can do things that actually impact your mental health. For example, you can change your environment, change your living situation, improve it. I'm happier now in my Miami penthouse than I was when I was living in the hood in Chicago. Just changing the environment can change your emotions. Because south side of Chicago where I'm from, it feels depressing. You got people getting shot pretty much daily. The homies are dying. You watching your back all the time. It's a difficult way to live. But once I made some money, got to move out the hood, I feel way better now, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I wake up in my condo overlooking the Atlantic Ocean, I feel better. It's more difficult to be depressed here than it was on the south side of Chicago. But also, there aren't many problems that can't be solved, or at least improved if you have enough money. Magic Johnson would have died in the 90s if he wasn't a multimillionaire. Everybody was dying from HIV. It was a death sentence. When the rich guys got it, somehow they figured it out. And also, I don't know what the amount of money is, but I do know there is an amount of money that if I had it, I would still have a dad. I don't know what that number is, but if I was a multi-millionaire when my dad was going through his challenges, I think he would have saw light at the end of the tunnel. I think he might have talked to me, or we could have figured something out. That haunts me a little bit, because when people say money's not important or money's not everything, I just think, man, why y'all trying to downplay success? Why are you trying to say it's not important when you know it'll fix the majority of your problems, or at least improve it, make them easier to deal with? So once I realized that about my father, I vowed to never be in a situation again where I could not help out the people I care about. If a family member or a friend was ever in a situation where they needed some money that will help, I wanted to be in a situation to help them. I vowed to never be in that situation again. And here's the thing, as a man, if you can't provide for the people you care about, that's an easy way to find yourself struggling with mental health if you can't provide for the people you care about as a man. So start working out and get in great shape and make a bunch of money. I really think those are serious cures for most of men's problems. And I believe that they are the cure for men's mental health. Some of that sounds shallow, but that's only if you don't think about it, right? These other motherfuckers that tell you to journal or see a therapist, and I'm not saying those things are bad within themselves, but what we gonna write about our problems, or we gonna fix them? Like, I'm telling you how to fix the problems. Journaling and going to a therapist, they're cool. I've been to therapy before. I just didn't see a lot of results from it. The things that helped me with my mental health were getting in great shape and making a bunch of money. I'm not trying to say therapy is not good. I'm not trying to say journaling is not effective. I don't have a lot of experience with journaling, but listen, man, you want to write about your problems and talk about your problems, or you want to fix them. And most of your problems can be fixed or at least improved by making a bunch of money and getting in great shape. Even if those things can't improve whatever you're going through, at least you'll have more resources to fight whatever you're going through. If you get in great shape, you'll have more energy, more strength, more mental stamina, more physical stamina to attack whatever's going on. And if you have enough money, now you got resources you can throw at whatever the problem is to help improve it. Now you may be thinking, like, what if you're depressed because somebody died or something like that? Listen, I'm familiar with that as well. Like, my father killed himself. But focusing on working out helped me get through those troubling times for the reasons I said before, for the same reasons that I covered in these books, right? Working out changes the neurochemistry of your brain. And also, making a bunch of money helped me fix a lot of the mess that my father left behind. I was able to move my mama out of the south side of Chicago. I was able to help my sister deal with certain things that she was going through because I got money. I don't see how journaling or talking to a therapist it was going to help my mom and my sister. Maybe it's cool for women to do that stuff. And I'm not saying men can't do it, right? I don't want to sound like that kind of guy. But as a man, we got to fix the problems. That's what's going to make us feel better. Not talking about it, not writing about it. And I say that with compassion because I have struggled with mental health my whole life. I got bipolar 2. Fucking dead daddy blew his brains out, right? I know what it's like. And these are the things that help me. And these are the things I've seen help other people. I promise you, brother, if you are dealing with any mental health struggles, get serious about your fitness, get serious about your money, and things will start to improve. I promise you. I wish you luck. I love you. And let's get it, homie.